a player in a game, but creating your own game. In other words, creating value that differentiates you from everyone else is investing in yourself. So to me, my number one advice to anyone that really wants to bring something of value to the world, you have to, number one, find out what differentiates you, but it requires you to invest in yourself. And speaking of, I often get questions like, well, AJ, I see you. I mean, how are you getting, this movie-like quality on your live streams when a lot of live streams are constantly, they're constantly buffering, or they just look terrible. And it's because I invest in myself, because I said to myself, I don't want to be just like everyone else as far as doing, say, podcasts and live streams. I want to be able to, be able to come to you in a way that's high quality, different from everyone else, because I don't want to follow the trend. I want to set the trend. And for example, like right now, most people don't know, I have 4 cameras on me. Okay, let me show you this. Okay. All right, 4 cameras on me. So let me switch cameras here. So this camera right here is a Canon, and this other camera is my most expensive camera. It's a 4K camera. Look, see right here, 4K, movie quality, right? And here's a cheap webcam that I'm using at the top. And of course, if I wanted to Skype someone in, I could definitely do that. But for the most part, oh, and here's a crappy cam right here, which is the cam that comes with the Mac computer. But nonetheless, I have all these different cameras on me. You want to know why? One, in post-production, I want to be able to do something different, like being a boss, not being just like everyone else. Be able to go back and cut scenes and really create something dynamic when I'm sharing it across, say, YouTube, right? But at the same time, I also invested early to do something different. So when we finish building out the studio and start having guests in the studio, then we'll have all these different cameras in which we can actually switch, okay? Switch from guest to guest to guest to guest to guest. How do you, just to get just deep in the conversation, how do you not act like a player, but, in the game, but a boss that's creating his own game? All right. Now, I've recommended this before to you all. Now, I recommend you as an entrepreneur or startup or an existing business owner to do something different. And so how do you do something different? Well, there's 2 types of business strategy, okay? There is the red ocean strategy and there's the blue ocean strategy, okay? A red ocean strategy is where you are competing against other people in the market, and you all are fighting like sharks in the sea. Okay, you're fighting in the ocean. I mean, you're fighting, and blood is everywhere. You want to know why? Because because you all are so much alike that customers or potential customers are so absolutely 100% confused, they don't know whose service to use. And a great example of this is car dealerships. Think about all the car dealerships. I'm gonna switch cameras on you this and look at you square in the face. Like, think about all of the different car dealerships that say exactly the same thing: good, bad, no, or slow credit. Damn. Okay. What about all of the attorneys that say the same thing? We don't get paid unless you do. Okay, but what is the differentiator? What is the differentiator? The voice of the customer, the VOC, is where the most, the most innovation, the most value is created. A great example of voice of the customer is a negative review online. Okay, say if someone comes into your business and they say, "Hey, we don't like what we experienced when we were in your store." Now you can take that negative review, respond to them, and now you have something that you can lever to improve your service or your product or whatever it is that you're doing in terms of delivering value. So why am I saying all that to you? I'm saying this to you that in order to be a true boss and not just a player, in other words, just like everyone else, you got to do something different. You have to create value. You have to consider the customer.